Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to yet another video, which is about how people like to lie to themselves. Now, a lot of people that are dabbling in the comic book industry, or just normal folk that are talking about the comic book industry, and they don't really want to accept the truth. They are saying, oh, comic books are okay, the comic book industry isn't dying. And on the other hand, they are thriving more and more because there are huge sales, or the sales of comic books were very high last year. Now, if you look at the numbers, and I've made a video about that, the sales are not concerning the American comic book issues, the single issues, nor are they concerning the collected editions. The most or the best-selling comics all over the world, and also in the United States of America, are all manga titles, which has nothing to do with the American comic book industry. All the credit goes to the brilliant Japanese mangaka, the Japanese authors. Now, it is the truth that DC Comics is going to be dead within a couple of months, and that they are going to cease publishing single comic book issues, totally, or almost altogether. And I believe, and many people who really don't lie to themselves, are saying the same thing about Marvel Comics. It is going to happen to the entire comic book industry. Now, comic books will forever be published in one way or another, but the comic book industry, as we know it these days, or have known it so far, is dead. Now, why? People like to say, oh, look at, and here, this is what the article is about the 1996, when the comic book industry went crazy, and they are talking about the bankruptcy that Marvel Comics has found found itself in, and that the market in general was crazy because there was this so-called speculation market when a lot of collectors' items, issues came out, and fans were urged to buy multiple issues because hopefully in the future these issues would be worth millions. Well, because they overprinted them, it's not so. And as far as economy goes, yeah, it nearly wrecked the publishers, but they survived. And apart from that, what is also very different in 1996 from today is that the creators cared and fans cared. They gave a damn, they gave a flock, they loved comics. They tried to come up with as many good stories as possible, or if not good, because let's be honest, not all old comics are good, and of course there were comic books in the 90s that came out to be horrible, but they tried. They tried to write either good stories or crazy stories and had crazy ideas, such as DC teamed up with Marvel to write a DC versus Marvel comic books, or publish the so-called Amalgam comics, which was the sort of combination and mixture of DC and Marvel superheroes. Now, this was obviously and of course extremely popular. Who wouldn't want to see Superman fighting the Hulk? Who wouldn't want to see Wolverine battling the Flash, and Captain America battling, who was it, Shazam or Captain Marvel at the time? Everybody was excited about that. The 90s were crazy. There was the birth of Image Comics, and that, of course, was one of the reasons why, economically it was very, very dangerous. When Todd McFarlane left Marvel, and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee and all the other guys that established Image Comics. Now, there were such crazy storylines as Onslaught, which many people don't like, but these stories have become fan favorites, maybe because they were so crazy, and maybe not as good as they were crazy. Heroes Reborn, when the superheroes of Marvel, the main superheroes, were sold for a year to the Image guys, and then they came back, the heroes, and the heroes' return story arc was written. There were so many, and just look at that. things like Kingdom Come came out, one of the best comic books ever written and mainly drawn in the history of comic book publishing, illustrated or painted by Alex Ross. But once again, and I will be returning to that, people cared. They gave a fuck about comic books. They gave a fuck about the characters, about the superheroes. And the internet, it practically didn't exist at the time, which means no social media, which means no bloody SJWs bitching about everything. And mainly, all the people, creators and fans both, they preferred good storytelling and fantastic art over socio-political agendas. Now, in contemporary comic books, storytelling and artwork is being put aside, is being put in the background, and creators, such as artists and writers, are hired not on merit, but to tick boxes, to please the gods of inclusion and representation and feminism and diversity and different various social, political agendas. And when you look at the core of it and at the ultimate truth, people don't care about the comics. People do not care about the actual work of art that they are producing or reading. People, both, if you look at the fucking Twitter, you know it. Both the creators and the fans, they only enjoy bitching about racism, bitching about feminism, bitching about, all the ists and isms on the internet. People are getting cancelled. Comic books are used as a medium to cancel people, to cancel creators, to cancel fans, to cancel artists. And it has got into other branches of entertainment as well, such as television, films. Look at the poor Gina Carano, one of the best women in the entire universe, and what the bloody SJWs did to her. So, the difference between 1996 and today is, at the time, there were some mistakes that were done, economic mistakes, which were overcome. And comic books were allowed to exist for another, 24 years, 25 years. Today, it hasn't been caused by economic reasons. It hasn't been caused by the worldwide cough, cough, sniff, sniff thing that broke out last year. It has not been done by that. It has been done by the, turn of the attention to the socio-political agendas, to SJWism, to the instant bitching about the white man, to the demonization of the white man, to an utter and complete destruction of the true diversity in entertainment and media and comic books. People don't, and you might try to tell me, I care about comic books, I know people that care about comic books. Out of hundreds of thousands of people that cared about comic books in the 1990s, only a few remain. I am one of them. You might be one of them. And if you are one of the people who truly and genuinely care about stories, care about good storytelling, care about intriguing, good, iconic, and almost archetypal characters such as here, Wolverine, Ororo or Storm, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Man, if you are one of the people, kudos to you. I love you. But the truth is that most people aren't like that. Most people they just want to watch the world burn, and they are using any means to do that. And one of the means is comic books. So yeah, that's the difference between the glorious 90s and the horrible today. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think, my friends. If you agree with me or if your opinion differs in any way, I am very happy to interact with all the comic book fans and all the people who write comments below my videos. I respond to each and every comment, and please, because YouTube is not very fond of, free speech oriented YouTubers such as I am, do not forget to like this video if you liked it, or dislike this video if you didn't like it, and subscribe to this unimportant channel of an unimportant geek talking about unimportant things if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell so you can get notifications for many more videos to come and enjoy this crazy psychotic psycho seb of a fan. yeah, well, so once again, please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Keep reading good stuff, and bye.